For our presentation, we're going to be covering how to build an esports gaming computer. First, what makes an esports computer different than any other computer? The main difference is that office PCs prioritize stability and productivity rather than being visually demanding like esports PCs. Office PCs also typically cost a lot less compared to esports PCs. Now I will play two short videos that will show the difference between the game Minecraft running on a regular office computer and a higher-end gaming computer. An esports PC is a specific type of personal computer that's built with specific purposes. Some of these include professional gaming, low latency, and high performance. An esports PC is not necessarily a gaming PC, because gaming PCs mainly prioritize high graphics, and esports PCs mainly prioritize high performance. So getting started with an esports PC, you can buy these parts online or in stores. Now, here are a couple of websites listed, such as Newegg, PC Part Picker, and Amazon that you can buy parts from, as well as retail stores such as Micro Center and Best Buy. Now we will give the rundown of each part that you need to build this type of computer. First up is the motherboard. All of the components are connected to the motherboard. Without a working motherboard, none of the other parts of the computer will be able to work. They also come in different sizes depending on the size of the case.
The processor, also called the CPU, is the brain of the computer. It is what executes commands and does calculations. You can't have a computer without one. When it comes to an esports PC, the CPU is what runs the game by executing the game's instructions. Along with that, the CPU also runs the game calculations, like the calculations needed for physics engines that are used in games. A weak CPU means a slow computer and laggy games. Cooling is a lot more important than it may seem. Every bit of hardware generates heat. Too much heat will damage the PC. The computer has a method of preventing damage by decreasing its performance to avoid damaging the CPU, as lower performance will have the hardware not work as hard, and therefore decreasing the heat generated. However, a lot of esports games are high-performance games, which will make the PC work harder and generate more heat. The most common way to cool a PC is with air or liquid coolers with correctly applied thermal paste. Graphics cards, also known as GPUs, are what allow the PC to process visuals and images. A GPU is not needed for the PC to run. However, not having a GPU will make the PC rely on the CPU for the visuals, which will limit performance and image quality. The better the GPU, the faster high-quality images can be rendered. A good GPU is required to smoothly run games with high-quality graphics. Memory is another crucial part for the performance of a PC. This allows the PC to multitask and run multiple applications. RAM gives the applications the ability to store and save information, and a lack of memory will result in the computer having a slow startup, being slow to load apps, and of course, having slow and laggy video games.
Supply is how your PC receives its electricity and power. Your PC can receive too much power or too little power, potentially damaging the rest of the components inside of your PC. It's important to make sure that you're plugging in the power supply into a safe outlet in the wall and making sure that the cord itself is not damaged in any way to prevent any kind of damage from happening from your computer. Storage is important for your PC because it allows you to download everything, including your games. The more storage on your computer, the better. Typically, you cannot have too much storage, but this can differ from person to person depending on what games are being played and what all is downloaded on the computer. Storage devices come in two modes, internal and external. Internals are manually built into your computer, while external storage drives can be plugged in externally and moved between PC to PC. The case is known as the shell of the PC. It is the biggest part of the PC. Its main purpose is to protect the internal components from any kind of outside damage. Since this case is on the outside of the PC, most people will decorate this part of the case since it's mostly on display.
Now that we have discussed all of the parts required, now it is time to assemble the computer. Each component needs to be connected to its dedicated motherboard socket. The motherboard then needs to be screwed into the case of the computer. The cables should not be in the way of any of the components. And next, you just power on the computer. But sometimes it's not always that simple. Sometimes components could be loose, the power switch on the case could be switched off, and sometimes you could just get unlucky and your components could be fried. And that's how you build an esports PC. It's a straightforward process once you get the parts down. So thank you for your time, and I hope this helps you if you ever plan on building an esports or even a gaming computer.